Hello, welcome to the video. Jump on in past your seat. You're at the Steel City Storm, and we're on Georgia Street. Used to be the old IGA store right there. And I wanted to give you a perspective of kind of where we're at. We're on the east side of Broadway, and we're going to be doing 43rd to 45th. And I'm going to swerve up and down the streets here. So I'm going in order. And it's been a time-consuming thing, I must say. Doing all these videos of the drives up and down the neighborhoods, when I decided to break them down into, a couple different blocks, it's very time-consuming. I'm not going to go on this all the way on this side, on the east side of Georgia. I'll do that another time, but right now, we're on 45th Avenue. If you continue straight and go across Broadway, that's what Lou Wallace is. That will be the next video. However, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ride up and down here, and I'm going to go down 45th. I'm going to go to Broadway. I'm going to come down to 43rd. Then we're going to zip up and down the side streets, just where we get a better view of everything going on instead of just a little, generic ride. I'm not into that. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. Let's see here. I want to talk about a few things, and for those out there that's been with me for a long time, thank you for all your support and encouragement on doing these videos. For those who just now joined the channel, do me a favor, don't binge watch, because you'll be up for endless hours. Over 1,000 videos to date, and we are in beginning of August right now. We're approaching Broadway. This is gonna be light. I'm gonna turn down. I'm gonna go down 43rd, and then we're gonna start zipping up and down, north and south, up and down the streets in between. So I want to give you a perspective of where we're at. Wallace is right down there. Gas station. Oh, Flamingo's Pizza. You can see the sign is still up there. Actually, very, very, very barely still up there. See it? And here's Broadway. A lot of people have been letting me know that they are really enjoying the memories that they have. There's a lot of good things happening in Gary right now, but unfortunately, if you're not here or it's not in the newspaper, you don't see it. And I feel that's kind of where I come in. I kind of cover those things that, a lot of people really don't think about, or until that time comes, if you're like me, where you're like, man, I wonder what happened to that street. I wonder what that street looks like now. I wonder what that block looks like now. I wonder if my old house is there. I wonder if the old store's there. And if it's as far as the schools, so we have a problem here. All this garbage and stuff. Okay, we're going to go all the way to Georgia. So let me give you perspective here. We did those apartments. Those are pretty wild. It's not too bad over on this side. There's a lot of abandoned properties though, and hopefully they get torn down or somebody will buy them and rehab them. But you know what? It all starts at the community, because there's still children out here. Look at that. As soon as I said that, a bunch of kids out here in the front playing. People that have nothing to do with this abandonment or littering, they have to live here. And I think that me putting these videos out there helps get things fixed a little bit, or gives other people a bird's eye view of what we see when we go through Gary, if you're not around the area, or you don't drive it, or you can't get out and drive, whatever it is. I feel like there's always been that big gap, and I think that I've done all right as far as filling it in. And with your encouraging comments and happy comments, they go so far. Okay? They really do make a difference for me doing these videos. If there was no interest, I wouldn't have no interest in doing them. But I do see that there's a lot of interest in the videos. And we are now back to Georgia Street. And I'm going to start zigzagging up and down the roads over here. Okay? We'll start up here at 45th. Yeah, this is Georgia Street. I went to Bailey School and walked these streets many, many times. I don't know. It brings back so many memories, and no matter how bad it looks, you can't take away those memories. I grew up out here in this area. I went to Wallace up to 84. And I can tell you that I've had so many memories. Bailey's right over there. I've had so many memories. And they all were not good. There's some life lessons definitely to be learned. So I'm coming down that street and come up this street, okay? Because as you see, they're one-way streets. So, as I was saying, yeah, there's a lot of lessons that I've learned growing up out here in Gary. And I think it makes for a unique person if you can steer your way clear of all the pitfalls that can easily happen to you growing up in a let's say a very active neighborhood. I mean, when we went to school, Lew Wallace and Horseman and all those schools like that, the big high schools, they were built for a lot of people. And unfortunately, there's not a whole lot of people to hold the attendance for them. I think that's half the problem. And the ones that are there, you know, if you can't get them under control, which teachers cannot do anymore, you can't get swats and paddles and all that, you know, embarrass somebody out in the hallway where everybody's like, man, I didn't see it, but I heard it. You know, it helps kids to steer out away from that. But today's kids, I don't know. This younger generation, from what I've seen, not all of them. Of course, it doesn't cover all of them. But they just have no respect. They have no loyalty. They have no pride unless it comes to them. I mean, it shows. It really does. The people, you ever notice that the people with all the money are the ones that never really contribute to their old neighborhoods? You know, if I had money and I could contribute, I would definitely, I have a couple ideas that I would do. And you got to put back into your community. And when you just don't care no more, you know, or you let things slide that shouldn't slide, like people littering or selling drugs or whatever it is, this is the after effect. You know, you get a lot of abandoned houses because I firmly believe if you don't work for something, you don't appreciate it. It's like giving somebody a nice house or a nice car, or just dropping a bunch of money in their account. If they never worked for it, they just don't appreciate it the way that I would. Let me speak for myself. I'm not going to speak for nobody else. That I would. And I see that's a lot of the problems here. You know, I know that all the projects, the Delaney, Dory Miller, all of them, I've heard the same thing from quite a few people who've lived there. You know, they had a lot of good times in those places. And there's some people who, you know, need the help, and that's what it's built for. But there's other people who don't really need the help, and they use up the resources, and they just don't care because they don't have to pay for it. You know, it's kind of that mentality where, you know, I just go get another one. You know, it doesn't cost anything. I want to see something again. We're down this street. Look at this. There's something. What a beautiful home. Once was. Look at the bricks crumbling on the corner. Wow. Alright. I want to cover this street again. So I actually had, I'm not going to name the subscriber out there, asked me if I would go by their whole house. And I believe it is this one right there. It's still there. Man. These roads are terrible. See, little kids out there playing. start looking at the street signs, I'll tell you guys what street I'm up. I'm so immersed in looking around that I'm not watching what streets I'm on. Not sure. The sign's gone. Anyway, let's keep it moving. Down there. Here's Delaware. And another thing I would like to talk about, that nice house is just crumbling. Look at that one back there. Wow, another one. That's creepy. Probably got a bunch of poison there too. There's another one. There's another one. There's 4 in a row. Okay, got a little bit off track. Sorry about that. Let's see where we're at. We're on 42nd. So the video is actually from 43rd to 45th. So a little extra side driving around. This is what I would do if I had somebody in the car and I was just kind of showing them around. You know, there's no game plan. There's no written out video. This is Pennsylvania Street, and we're gonna get back on track. 42nd. It doesn't look like any of these have street lights. Man, they're trash. Yeah. It's just a sea of trash. Oh yeah, I remember us checking this house out before. Zigzagging our way up, 13 minutes into. Alright, sorry about I keep getting distracted. I'm watching everything at once, and I lose my train of thought because I'm sitting here talking to myself basically. You're supposed to be sitting right there. Well, you are sitting right there. Of course, you can't answer me back, but you know, I'm kind of listening in my head, and my head tells me to say that if you're interested in some videos, as I plug my members only, you can ask any of the members only if it's worth it, and they will tell you it's absolutely worth it. I believe it is. It's a little way of me showing some special treatment to some special people who decide to pay $9.99 a month. I get about $7 out of that, and I'm up to 11 subscribers to the channel. I will be doing a special members only live stream, addressing you all by name and letting you know how much I appreciate it. But to those who do not know what I'm talking about, if you go to the community page and you see there's a bunch of videos for members only. What that is videos that are either too controversial, uncut footage that I didn't end up making a video out of, but I decided that I was going to make a bunch of them behind the scenes. I mean, there's over 100 videos that I have hand selected and made for behind the scenes, and that footage is crazy. There's some really cool stuff that I made just for that page. There's some videos that was a little bit too hot for YouTube community or to share across the post on Facebook, and this is my way of showing you that I appreciate you guys supporting the channel and supporting me in this journey that I am on of showing Gary, Indiana, and showing you as much as I can I was born and raised here. My love is here. And last month they had actually got a hold of me and we did an article on Northwest Indiana Times. I'm pretty proud of that. And it came out very good. I'm glad the way they worded it. Joseph Pete, award-winning journalist from Northwest Indiana Times, did an article on me, and I want to thank you very much, Joseph, if you're watching. I know you do watch the channel, but I don't know what you're watching on channel. If you happen to hear or see this, I had a blast doing the interview and doing the photo shoots for it, and thank you for getting a hold of me. And all you out there will probably be more. There'll probably be more stuff coming up soon in Northwest Indiana Times. It was fun, and I was honored to represent Gary, Indiana in a positive light. You know, it's not often that we get a chance to be in the paper for something really good, and it was fun for me to do it. And if you haven't seen it, we also have a Facebook page that I created. It's me and a bunch of the guys that you see on the videos with me. Lost of Time crew, Midwest Flesh, my brother, and a lot of talented photographers and people like that. A lot of good stuff on there. And I'm very proud of the page, the way it has turned out, and the way it is, how should I say, formed into a respectful older community who enjoys what we do. You know, big shout out to all those who contribute. Anyway, if you would like to be part of that and you're on Facebook, Exploring Northwest Indiana is the name of the private group. Send a request, look it up, and I'll go check that out too. Once again, thank you all for your support. This is where we're gonna end this video, and the next one, well, the next one's gonna be the west side, from 43rd to 45th, and you'll get to see Lou Wallace, the empty lot that now remains. It's all gone, and it's pretty crazy. Thanks for joining me, and we will see you next video. We'll throw a lot of, you know what, put on a little tune and take you for a ride down to Ridge Road. See the sights there. See you next video. Be sure to hit that like, subscribe for Steel City Storm.